To me, today feels like the first day of fertility testing because this is a test that I've never had done before and I don't really know what to expect. Hey guys, good morning. It's Maggie and I am back today. I'm trying to talk a little bit more quietly than usual because it's still kind of early. You might be able to tell my computer is my main source of light this morning. Today we're gonna go for the Sonohysterogram, saline sonogram, mock embryo transfer. I don't know. That's what we're doing today, and I have a rough understanding of what's going to happen, but it's something that I've never experienced, and I've never seen other people who maybe have a proctocolectomy or have an ostomy go through. So I thought I would share what it's like. Yeah, I really am curious to see kind of what it feels like, because I don't have my rectum anymore. I got the transvaginal ultrasound done last week, and that's always uncomfortable for me. Really, when they aim the ultrasound wand towards my back, it hurts. And I don't know if that's because my rectum isn't there and it's like scar tissue, or if everyone feels that. So you can let me know if you are still hanging on to your rectum and you've had that test, but I'm curious of what today will feel like. My guess is it'll feel the same. I assume it's an ultrasound wand again, based on, sonohysterogram. And they're going to basically insert saline into my uterus to take a look at it. I am unclear of whether this also looks at the fallopian tubes. From what I've seen, it's really focusing on the uterus, but I also did see some articles online that it does look at the fallopian tubes too, if it can. The reason I look stuff up and I like to ask for your experiences is because, I don't know, I feel like with all of my IBD stuff and my ostomy stuff, I have gathered so much information online and from other patients that I would not have gotten from my medical, team. Obviously, you have to be very careful of the information you're gathering online, and I am. So, I'm trying not to think about this too much. I don't want to get nervous. I don't think this is going to feel quite like the HSG, because that one is supposed to look at my fallopian tubes. But I'm still, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab some Tylenol and I'm just going to take it proactively just in case, even if it just helps with the discomfort as the wand is pushed towards my back. And the only other thing I know to do is bring a pad. So I'm bringing that because my understanding is that I can bleed a little bit from this, and I may be a little drippy with saline, so that's why I've got that guy. Oh, and it looks like I need to come with a full bladder because I will get a pregnancy test this morning too. I guess they do this just to make sure, like, on a whim, if you're pregnant, they don't want to do anything, they don't want to mess with you. So yes, and if you're curious of what day of my cycle this is, let me pull up my app here. It is cycle day 10 for me, and I believe that they told me this office does it between 5 and 12. So there we go. I think normally I would have gotten the HSG this week as well, but I had asked to not and to move it to next cycle just based on scheduling and, feeling a little overwhelmed. It is a lot. It is a lot. And I'm just in the testing mode now. I'm not making any decisions of what comes next. Anytime that I bring fertility stuff up, I get a lot of opinions. And I don't know why that is. I don't get this on any of my other medical videos. I got my freaking anus closed up and I don't get nearly as many opinions on that. It is what it is, but I am sharing this for the person that maybe is in the same medical state as me and is curious what this test might feel like. So anyways, I have about half an hour before I have to go, so I'm gonna drink some coffee, get my bladder full again for a pregnancy test, and we'll get this test done. All right, I just got here. I'm a couple minutes early, so I have some time to talk to the camera. Okay, so I think because they're going to be looking at my anatomy of my uterus, I don't know if my uterus was affected by the proctocolectomy, so I think I'm just gonna bring it up. I'm gonna say, hey, when you get down there, there's gonna be one less hole than average. Because sometimes when I tell people, like, yes, I've had proctocolectomy surgery, even if it's a medical professional, they don't always know what that means, and they don't always have time to look it up. So I'm just going to, you know, as they're starting the test, I'm gonna be like, hey, this is what I'm missing. These are the organs that are no longer there, in case things look a little different than you expect. Okay. Let's go in. Let's get this done. We got this. And I'll catch up with you afterwards and tell you how it went, what happened. Yeah. Okay, test is done. It was painful, but not in a way that I couldn't bear it. So basically what they did was they took the speculum that they would take during a regular, like, gynecology exam, and they had to get to my cervix. And she said that my cervix was, like, kind of tilted towards my back, so it made it a little bit difficult to get in there. And that part was uncomfortable. So I was like, just to mention, I don't have a rectum, and I know that my vagina kind of tilts a little bit, so that may be why that looks like that. She was like, oh, yep, probably. I was super nervous going in there. They actually didn't do a pregnancy test, probably because I was just there last week. I think that was just a precaution that they say on their paperwork. I don't know. Once she got the cervix open, though, she inserted the little catheter, and then she took the speculum out, so it's just the catheter in there, and then she put in the transvaginal ultrasound wand. So it was the catheter and the wand in there at the same time. It was, you know, you feel pressure, but it wasn't bad. And then she said, you know, you might feel some cramping when I put the saline in there. I didn't feel cramping until the very end, and it was like the tiniest little cramp. The pain that I felt was where my rectum used to be. So I think it's just pressure being placed on scar tissue. It didn't feel like period cramping. It didn't feel in that area, like really anything at all. So it was super quick though. It was less than 5 minutes, and surprisingly enough, she pulled everything out and she goes, yeah, it looked good. And I was like, was it tilted or anything? Was anything going on with my uterus? And she said, no, normal. And you know, I laughed and I was like, oh, it's good to hear something's normal on me. So yeah, got that test done. I asked her, like, would this kind of feel similar to the HSG? And she said, yeah, kind of. Yeah. So there we go. I am leaking saline as we speak. They actually had a pad and wipes this time provided, but I just used my own pad because, I don't know, I like my own. Whew. I was really nervous in there. I feel super awkward because, like, I mess up my words when I'm nervous. And I was trying to say, hello, how are you, to the nurse. And I said, hey, how are you going? So I'll be thinking about that for the next week every time I try to go to sleep. But it's all done. I'm glad that looks like the results are normal on this. I'll be going with Zach next week to his semen analysis appointment. I think it's just dropping it off. That's really all we have to do. And then he's also going to get blood work at that appointment. So, gotta schedule our labs, and then basically, I guess, just wait for my period for the next round. So then I can schedule the HSG. As much as I would like to get all the testing done as soon as possible, I think that's how most people approach it, I'm kind of glad to have a little bit of space before that. So I got this one done first. I kind of know what it's going to feel like. That one with the contrast, especially it going towards the fallopian tubes, I think it'll feel a little more uncomfortable. So, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do because they say to take ibuprofen, and if you can't take that, take Tylenol. Tylenol doesn't really do a whole lot. Ibuprofen works, but I'm not supposed to take it. And it really has been bugging my stomach any time that I take it now. Only time I take it is when I have cramps on my period, so I will worry about that when it comes to it. I just have to show you. Look at these trees. Now that I'm just like pausing for a minute. They're so pretty. They're orange and red. Looks like they're just starting to change for the fall. Alright, what time is it? My appointment was at 9:30. It's almost 10:30 now. So I am going to head home. I actually have a meeting this afternoon. And I'm just going to spend the rest of the day leaking saline because that's kind of what it feels like. My hope is that this saline will help flush out the rest of, what's left with my period. Because it kind of gets stuck with the whole vaginal wall drop-off thing. I think that's why my periods linger so long. It's actually not my period, it's just stuck in me. That sounds kind of gross and a little TMI, but it's the reality. It's the reality of not having a colon and rectum and trying to do these tests. I don't know. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'm all over the place. I'm just like, I was so nervous and I was shaking in there, and now I'm coming down from it. So thank you so much for watching. I'll keep you updated on all of the other tests that come after this and results and whatnot. And I appreciate you guys just being there for me and being so supportive in the comments. I really appreciate it. Yeah, okay. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.